Good evening. I'm running for mayor because I believe this city has benefited from 16 years of pragmatic and progressive leadership in the mayor's office. You don't have to agree with everything that Phil Bredesen did as mayor or everything that Bill Purcell has done as mayor, and I don't. But I think we all can agree that they set our sights higher and they recognize that Nashville is a great city. Now there are some issues we have to deal with. Number one is public education. Public education is going to be my top priority because I am convinced that this city cannot continue to be a great city unless we are a city where people not only work, but where families live. We have to have schools that are competitive or exceed in quality the schools of the surrounding counties. We want families to decide to live in Nashville. We want businesses, when they're thinking of relocating to the Middle Tennessee, to pick Nashville because we have the schools that can best serve their employees. Now, we have a lot of good news in our school system. We have 2 schools that are ranked in the top 50 schools in America. We have great progress in K through 4 in terms of reading achievement and smaller class sizes. But we need to be committed to seeing this through and stay committed to education as a priority, and that is my vow to you. That is what I will do. And as I am deciding priorities for this city as mayor, education will be number 1. Another thing I want to do as mayor is address high dropout rates. We have 2 schools that have dropout rates of 50%. You combine a high dropout rate with a 50% drop with 50% dropout rates with high truancy, you have a problem. And it's a problem that affects you not only economically because you're not preparing the workforce for the future, but it's also a problem that affects public safety because you have a group of 13 to 18-year-olds who simply are not where they're supposed to be. And it's also a moral problem because we know for a fact that the average high school dropout makes 65% of what a high school graduate makes. And we can't continue allowing high dropout rates to continue without addressing it. And to me, that is a community problem. It's a problem for the school board and it's a problem for the director of schools, but it's a problem for all of us. And it's a manageable problem because this great city has only a few schools in that situation. And as mayor, I would take a leadership role in working with businesses and nonprofits to help reduce the dropout rate. And you do it by being innovative. You do it by focusing on truancy not in April or May, but in August and September and October. And that is what I pledge to do. The other priority is public safety, and public safety always has to be a priority. When citizens feel safe, when they are safe, they're going to take advantage of all the great things our city has to offer. The parks, the schools, downtown, and I'm going to remain focused on that and make sure that we have a fully staffed police department. Economic development is another thing we always have to pay attention to. Nashville, I like to cite a magazine, Expansion Management magazine, that has I never read it myself, but I like to cite it. It says this, that Nashville for the last 2 years has been the hottest city in America for businesses to relocate to. And we have to continue that. But we also have to be focused on the fact that small business is the backbone of this economy. We have to be focused on the fact that there are businesses here that were created and have thrived and have grown without any help from the government. And we have to make sure that those businesses feel appreciated and that we want them to stay. And we do that by focusing on the basics being public education and public safety. We get those 2 things right, economic development will follow. And we also have to focus on keeping property taxes low, and I will do that. I announced that I was running for mayor in December on the Shelby Street walking bridge. And I picked that bridge for a reason. Because here's a bridge that was built in 1909 that was built originally for horses and buggies to go across and evolved into an automotive bridge and it evolved into this beautiful walking bridge, which I think when it's lit up at night is a great symbol for our great city. And it represents to me that Nashvillians can, when they want to, can protect and preserve things that they value, like neighborhoods, like our identity. But it also represents to me that we are a city of bridges and that we need to build bridges to each other. I mean, geographically we need bridges to connect us, but we need to be connected by race, by religion, by those of us who have lived here forever and ever, to those of us who are new. We have to come together, and that's what I want to do as mayor. I have an incredible optimism about the city. We have a great future ahead of us, And I am humbly asking for your vote, and it would be an honor to serve as mayor. Thank you.